Welcome back to the deep dive. You send us the sources, we dig in and pull out what really matters. Today we're picking up with Walter Hartwright in The Woman in White. We're diving into his quest, really, to prove a woman is alive when everyone says she's dead. It's quite the journey full of secrets, lies, and a real fight for the truth.
It is, and what hits you straight away is just how completely Laura Glyde has been erased. I mean, legally dead, socially dead,
Yeah.
but she's alive. And Hartwright's promising to bring her back, basically, against these incredibly powerful people. It really makes you think about identity and how easily it can be, well, stolen.
Exactly. The text describes her as alive, but, living in secret, in poverty, no legal standing, nothing. Hartwright's up against rank and power, armed deceit, as the source puts it. It's a real David and Goliath situation.
And shows how these systems, legal and social, can be turned against someone. That declaration of death, it's like a fortress wall Hartwright has to tear down.
So how does he even start? The source mentions Mr. Carl, the lawyer, looking into Lady Glyde's supposed death. He's contacting doctors, servants, and Count Fosco even offers to help. Knowing what we know now, that's just chilling.
Oh, absolutely. Classic Fosco. Get involved, seem helpful, but actually control things. Steer everyone away from the truth. And then you've got these mysterious foreigners showing up near Leicester Square around 1851. It suggests this isn't just Fosco and Sir Percival, is it? There's more going on.
Yeah, like a wider network. And then Marion Halcombe goes to the asylum. That's huge. She sees Anne Catherick, but Anne seems changed. And the asylum owner noticed it too, didn't he, after Fosco and Sir Percival brought her back?
Right. These little details, these changes in Anne, plus Marion realizing how much the real Lady Glyde must have changed after her time in the asylum. It starts to unravel the lie. It shows how important just paying attention, observing people can be in finding the truth. Even small inconsistencies matter.
Which brings us to Lady Glyde's own memories. They're so fragmented, starting from when Fosco meets her at the London station. She remembers being taken somewhere strange, Fosco lying about Marion being okay. And there's this really disturbing bit with a bottle, and then confused memories involving Mrs. Vesey. And crucially, the servants couldn't even be sure if it was Lady Glyde or Anne Catherick.
Well, that confusion is exactly what the villains wanted, wasn't it? Keep her disoriented, make her memories unreliable, the fact the servants were unsure. It just shows how well they managed the physical resemblance and the manipulation of the situation. Very effective, unfortunately.
But Marion sees the danger. She realizes they can't stay near Limmeridge House. They escape to London, and there's that incredibly moving scene where Laura visits her mother's grave. It feels like a real turning point for them.
It is. It's them taking back control, in a way. And that visit to the grave, it just underlines everything she's lost, everything they're fighting for.
So then the plot becomes clearer. Anne Catherick was put in Lady Glyde's place, and Lady Glyde was locked away in the asylum as Anne. What's unsettling is how many people, the doctor, the servants, the asylum owner, were tricked into helping. They weren't necessarily evil, just manipulated.
Exactly. It wasn't like a vast conspiracy of evil people. It was more about exploiting trust, exploiting professional roles, using authority. It shows how easily deception can work within the system, using ordinary, unsuspecting people.
And all this time, Hartwright and Marion are fighting this battle in secret, with almost no money. The text mentions them keeping track of every penny. Laura's obviously traumatized, and Hartwright's trying to help her heal, using drawing, trying to reconnect her. They even have to call her the late Lady Glyde to keep up the pretense. The pressure must have been immense.
Immense. Their lack of resources just highlights the uphill battle against wealth and power. And using drawing. That's such a thoughtful detail. It shows Hartwright gets that this isn't just about legal proof. It's about helping Laura recover her sense of self. And the secrecy, yeah, is constant. Plus, Mrs. Vesey's fuzzy memory doesn't help when they're trying to piece together what actually happened.
Right, and the obstacles just keep coming. Hartwright goes to Mr. Carl, the lawyer. He's skeptical at first, right? But he does eventually agree to help, though he warns Hartwright getting Laura's fortune back will be incredibly difficult. But Hartwright's determined. He knows Sir Percival's secret is the key.
Carl's reaction is realistic. He's a lawyer. He sees the legal mountain they have to climb. But Hartwright's gut feeling about Sir Percival's secret, that's what drives him. And they hit dead ends, too. Mrs. Michelson can't remember exact dates. The inn at Knowlesbury where they might find info is closed.
It's frustrating. Yeah, it feels like every door is slamming shut. And Hartwright suspects he's being followed when he gets back to London, which leads him to Mrs. Clemens. He reminds her how he helped Anne escape before, hoping she'll trust him now.
That's smart. Leveraging that past connection. He needs an ally who knew Anne well.
And Mrs. Clements delivers. She tells him about Anne's trip to Derby, then London, how terrified she was, and how Anne was absolutely set on going to Limmeridge alone, even though Mrs. Clements tried to stop her. There's also this weird bit about Count Fosco supposedly trying to warn Anne. What do you make of that?
Well, Anne's determination suggests she knew something vital, something she had to reveal at Limmeridge. It feels like she was on a mission. As for Fosco's warning, given everything else, it sounds more like manipulation. Maybe trying to control her or create an alibi. Genuine concern seems unlikely, doesn't it? And the medicine Mrs. Clements used to get Anne to London. It just adds another layer of uncertainty about Anne's state.
Then Mrs. Clements drops the bombshell about Mrs. Catherick and Sir Percival. The old scandal in the village, Mr. Catherick vanishing, Sir Percival leaving town quickly. Hartright feels there's something more going on than just an affair.
It establishes Sir Percival's pattern of suspicious behavior, doesn't it? And Mr. Catherick disappearing, that hints at something darker. Mrs. Catherick sticking around, being resilient. She sounds like a complicated character, maybe holding a grudge.
And then this crucial detail from Mrs. Clements. Mrs. Catherick once had to ask Sir Percival's permission for something. Why would she need his permission? That sends Hartright to Welmingham. His meeting with Mrs. Catherick sounds tense. She's bitter. Hints about Sir Percival's parents.
That need for permission is definitely odd. It suggests Sir Percival had some kind of hold over her, beyond just a past affair. And her bitterness, the hints about his parentage. She clearly knows something important and wants it out, but maybe not directly from her. Her social standing in Welmingham is also strange, given the scandal. It all points to a deeper, hidden story.
She won't help Hartright directly, just tells him to look into Sir Percival himself. Hartright's starting to think Sir Percival isn't Anne's father, and now he suspects something about Sir Percival's own birth. So off he goes to the church vestry.
Yeah, Mrs. Catherick is playing a careful game, pointing him towards the official records and the marriage register. That's the logical place to check Sir Percival's legitimacy, isn't it?
He meets the vestry clerk, who's quite talkative, gives him the whole tour, describes how the old marriage register is kept, and it sounds incredibly insecure, just left out for such an important document.
Right. It's almost comical, but it highlights a massive vulnerability. If someone wanted to tamper with it, well, it wouldn't be hard. That carelessness is shocking.
And then, the big moment, he checks the register for the marriage of Sir Percival's parents, and it's not there. The entry is missing. Blank space. That confirms it for Hartright, doesn't it? Sir Percival is illegitimate. What would that mean back then?
Oh, huge implications. Illegitimacy, especially for the aristocracy or gentry.
Yay.
It could mean losing everything: inheritance, title, social standing. Finding that blank space gives Sir Percival a massive motive for everything he's done, forging the register, the conspiracy against Laura. It all clicks into place.
But finding this out puts Hartright in immediate danger. He heads towards Knowlesbury, and boom, he's attacked and framed for assault. By men he saw back in London. It's clearly Sir Percival's doing, trying to shut him down.
Definitely. A desperate, crude move to silence him, just as he's found the crucial evidence. They know he knows.
Luckily, he gets help from Mr. Dawson, and this leads them to find a duplicate marriage register. Mr. Wansborough confirms his father copied it, and in that duplicate, same blank space, undeniable proof of the fraud.
That duplicate is gold. It corroborates the finding in the original register, proves the tampering wasn't just a mistake. It confirms Sir Percival's illegitimacy beyond any doubt. A huge win for Hartright.
But then, things take a really dark, dramatic turn. Hartright escapes his attackers, rushes back to Welmingham, only to find the church vestry on fire. And someone's trapped inside. It's Sir Percival.
It's such a shocking twist. Why was Sir Percival in the vestry? Was he trying to destroy the evidence himself? Or was he cornered? It's incredibly ambiguous.
Hartright tries desperately to save him, but it's too late. Sir Percival dies in the fire, the inquest afterwards sounds rushed, and the servant who supposedly identifies the body is confused. Lots of loose ends.
Yeah, the speed of the inquest feels suspicious, like they wanted over quickly. And the shaky identification, it leaves you wondering, was it definitely Sir Percival? What was he really doing there?
And then another twist. A letter arrives from Mrs. Catherick. Her deathbed confession. She lays it all out. Her affair with Sir Percival's father, Percival's illegitimacy, his motive for altering the register. She also explains about Anne's real parentage and her difficult relationship with her. Then, shortly after sending it, Mrs. Catherick dies too.
Wow. That confession ties everything together. It confirms Percival's secret, his motive, her own complicated role in hiding it all these years. Her reasons, resentment, wanting social status paint a really complex picture, and finding out about Anne's parentage just adds another layer of tragedy.
Meanwhile, back in London, Cartwright gets an urgent message from Marion. They're being forced to move. He immediately worries about Count Fosco, but thankfully they're safe. Marion had her own run-in with Fosco, and they made a strategic move.
Marion's quick thinking is crucial there. They know Fosco is still a threat, even with Sir Percival gone. The danger hasn't passed.
No, it hasn't. This leads Cartwright to decide he has to confront Fosco. He ropes in Pesca for potential help. He spots Fosco at the theater, but then Pesca sees him too and has this massive reaction. Fosco flees. And Pesca reveals this incredible backstory about a secret society Fosco betrayed, and now Fosco's life is in danger from them. Suddenly, the stakes are even higher.
That completely changes the game, doesn't it? It's not just about Cartwright and Laura anymore. Fosco has powerful, dangerous enemies from his own past catching up with him. Pesca's involvement is pure chance, but it turns everything upside down.
So Cartwright arranges this late-night meeting with Fosco. It must have been incredibly tense. Fosco knows, Cartwright knows. They talk about Pesca, the society. Cartwright demands a full confession. Fosco tries to bargain, weirdly worrying about his pet birds and mice, but eventually signs the confession just to get away, to escape England.
That confrontation, you can just feel the tension. Fosco cornered, but still trying to manipulate. His concern for the pets is bizarre, almost a flicker of something else in his character. But Cartwright holds firm. Getting that signed confession is the ultimate victory. It's the proof he needs to restore Laura completely.
And we get excerpts from Fosco's own account, too. His justification for everything, his role in the asylum switch, that creepy admiration for Marion. It's quite chilling reading his perspective.
Oh, definitely. Seeing his rationalizations, his complete lack of guilt, his belief that he was smarter than everyone, it's disturbing. But it also reveals his vanity, his mistakes, like underestimating Marion, which ultimately helped bring him down.
With the confession in hand, Cartwright acts fast, shows it to Mr. Carl, confronts Mr. Fairley, Laura's uncle, then the public reveal at Limmeridge. They erase the false inscription on the tombstone. Laura is finally recognized. Justice, at last. And then news arrives that Count Fosco is dead, killed in Paris. The circumstances point strongly to that secret society Pesca mentioned.
It's the final piece falling into place. Laura gets her name, her identity, her life back. Fosco meets his end, not through the legal system, but through his own shadowy past catching up to him. It's a fitting, if violent, conclusion for him.
And the story ends on a hopeful note. Walter Cartwright and Laura Fairley get married. Marion, of course, stays with them. They have a child who becomes the heir to Limmeridge. A real sense of restoration, of a future rebuilt.
Yes, it signifies that order has been restored. Love, loyalty, truth they won out in the end, despite everything. Marion's role remains central, highlighting that powerful bond formed through adversity.
So wrapping up this deep dive, what an incredible story. From a woman literally erased from existence to the final triumph of truth. We saw determination, love, loyalty, battling against deception, power, and a really complex conspiracy. And so many twists, the hidden illegitimacy, the secret sobriety, the unexpected deaths.
Absolutely. And what it really makes you think about is, the power structures in society, how fragile identity can be when someone powerful decides to target you, and the lengths people will go to, both to hide the truth and to uncover it. It leaves you wondering, doesn't it, even when the truth comes out, what are the scars left behind by that kind of deep deception? What does it truly take for individuals and maybe even society to heal from that?